that were involved in making sure we got new playground equipment. Oshkosh is really committed to strengthening neighborhoods, and that's what this is all about, making the neighborhood better. I see some cute little faces here, and that's the most important thing. So the first person that's going to speak is Mayor Cummings, and he's just going to share a couple words about what the leadership team and how important they feel the Great Neighborhoods program is and working with neighborhood associations. So I'm going to let him speak.
Thank you, Ann, and thank you for venturing out of your air-conditioned homes to come here today. It's ribbon cutting season in Oshkosh. A few weeks ago, we cut the ribbon for a new transload facility off Clareville Road. For that event, we had the help of a train and Governor Walker. So this should be a little bit simpler with this ribbon. The name of this playground is very appropriate, especially the Sailorland part. I'm sure many of you are old enough to remember that over and above this area at one time stood the Naval Reserve Center. Mr. Herman is shaking his head, yes, thank you, Steve. This project is a fun example of collaboration between the Menominee South Neighborhood Association, GO-HNI, One Oshkosh, and the City of Oshkosh. As I've said at other engagement, collaboration is how we get things done here in Oshkosh these days. In the past few years, our neighborhood associations have been instrumental in positive changes to our city. The Common Council is committed to strengthening our neighborhoods, and this goal is included in our strategic plan. The Great Neighborhoods Program is also in our annual Capital Improvement Program, which is a financial program. We are already seeing improvements taking shape in the city. A new shelter and other amenities have been added to Stevens Park. The Chief Oshkosh statue in Menominee Park over there has received new landscaping and now is much easier to get to for viewing. The George Washington Monument at the intersection of Menominee, Hazel, and New York, down that way, has been re-landscaped and is now an inviting destination. The William Waters Plaza is in the works and will be a wonderful gathering spot in our central city. The River East Neighborhood Association played a major role the past few years in bringing this area back to life with new flower beds, and they were instrumental in planning the new plaza. Good communities are only as good as their neighborhoods. Strong, vibrant, welcoming communities have strong, vibrant, and welcoming neighborhoods, and they are also caring neighborhoods. There's also a financial side to this. People stay in neighborhoods and people move to these communities. Because homes maintain their value, schools are better, the quality of life is better. I've lived on the east side in the same house for 45 years, so east side is a place to be in the city.
Wait a minute, Menominee South. You gonna take that?
I'm Stevens Park. And the neighborhoods are where we grew up, and they shaped us and made us who we are today. Playgrounds are a very important element in the quality of life in our community. We are constantly upgrading our playgrounds and the equipment to ensure that our children have a safe place to play. The new Sea, Sand, and Sailorland playground was made possible through the efforts of Menominee South Neighborhood Association, GO-HNI, One Oshkosh. It's awesome. This is one of my grandson Oliver's favorite places to play. As a matter of fact, we'll be coming here tomorrow, weather permitting. He's 4, he won't care if it's 90 degrees. All that is happening today in Oshkosh is because we have strong, vibrant, and engaged neighborhood associations. And I kind of call it the front porch theory. Maybe some of you aren't old enough to remember it, but a long time ago, when we didn't have TVs, we didn't have air conditioning, but we had front porches. Days like this, the family would be on the front porch. We would talk to our neighbors, we would visit our neighbors. There was a real sense of community. And I kind of look at the neighborhood associations as a bit of our new front porch and how we get to know and work and meet each other. So this playground is one of the many destinations in our community for all ages, including grandpas like me. We were around. Once again, congratulations to everyone involved in making this new playground possible. Thank you.
Welcome to my neighborhood. As the representative of Menominee South neighborhood, I would like to thank the City of Oshkosh and its leaders for encouraging citizen participation in the government processes that shape our community by the development of neighborhood associations. A special thanks to Go HNI for its continuous advocacy and support of the Great Neighborhood Program. Sea, Sand, and Sailorland is our second Great Neighborhood project. Our first project saw the creation of community gardens on Grove Street behind Bella Vista, a place where we grow healthy food and positive relationships with our neighbors. I wish to recognize and thank all those who supported and made this playground possible. I am especially grateful to Ben Kremenauer. I swear I saw him and now I don't see him. Was he here or was it my imagination? Chasing kids. He was the original member of our steering committee and he drafted the Great Neighborhood proposal and kept our project moving forward. I wish to thank all those who participated in our steering committee and our neighbors who donated their time and money. We volunteered to do some fundraising to make sure this project was achieved. And a special thanks for the Oshkosh Area Community Foundation for its generous donations that they collected because they shoved us over the top to achieve this today. And lastly, I want to thank the City Parks Department and the city planners, Ray, Alexa, Steve, and Liz, for their support throughout the process. I certainly enjoyed working with them. The first sentence of Menominee South Neighborhood Association vision statement reads like this: Menominee South is a walkable, socially and economic diverse neighborhood where the quality of life is rich for all ages. However, if you had visited this site just 2 years ago or even a year ago, you would have disagreed with me about the description of rich for all ages. The original Sea, Sand, and Sailorland playground had fallen into sad state of disrepair, a worn-out playground with broken equipment. The Neighborhood Association, first formed, learning of the Great Neighborhood Program, recognized the need and were very vocal in their support for a new playground where our children could play safely, build strong, healthy bodies, and learn to interact with other children appropriately. Thanks to all who supported the gift of play for our future generations. This may be our local park for me, however, Menominee Park serves as a regional park, hosting events throughout the year which utilize its beautiful space and waterfront. So let's continue to invest in this precious resource as we move forward and create an exciting play area on the south side of Menominee Park as we rebuild Little Oshkosh. Thank you for being here today.
Hello, I'm Ray Mauer, Parks Director for the city, and I want to thank you as well for coming out. Talk a little bit about neighborhood associations and the benefit to not only the neighborhood but the entire city. As Cynthia said, this is really a large community park, but the Menominee South Neighborhood Association took a real interest in making some improvements here in the park and some of the adjacent areas. As part of that, we really wanted to make this playground accessible for all ages and abilities. So you'll see we've put perimeter walk around the entire playground. We've made accessible walkways to get there, but then we're also continuing to use the rubber surfacing, which is safer for use, but also is easier for individuals in strollers, walkers, or wheelchairs to, it's more of an inclusive site for either anybody with a disability or older adults to play with their grandkids. So again, it's really some of the thoughts that the neighborhood put into this and really wanted to make it accessible for the entire community. As far as the Parks Department, we're very lucky because a lot of the established neighborhoods focus around our parks. And as the Common Council and the mayor really are supportive of the neighborhood associations and having the neighborhood come together, They look at our plans for the parks and really help us prioritize what projects we would like to get done. And the Common Council supports the neighborhoods, and some of those projects really get moved up when we have the vocal neighborhood support. So we appreciate all the neighborhoods. It was another example of a good private-public relationship. As Cynthia said, a lot of fundraising by the Neighborhood Association, but Carlene and Bill Wyman from the Community Foundation again stepped up and really hit the pavement to reach out to some of their donors that they know support projects like this, and really got the donation over the top so that we could get this project completed. And I don't want to forget our park staff. Even though the playground is contracted and installed by contractors, we do come in and do a lot of the restoration work. And as you can see, the grass is starting to grow now. We did have to wait till this spring to get that in, and we continue to water it. But our staff does take a lot of pride in making sure that the new things that we put in the parks are well maintained, and making sure that they're really presentable for the community. So we thank everybody. Thank you, Mayor and Common Council and the Parks Board for their support of all these projects. And we look forward to continuing work with the Neighborhood Association here.
Thanks for talking about this great project. We just want everyone that's involved, especially the kids, to come over so they can actually cut the ribbon for us.
Got it.
Yay!